Good afternoon, everyone. Hey, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, November the 11th. And it's been such a crazy week or two, since the election, and it just keeps on going. This is today in the ES. We had a pretty decent move up and down. We ended up on the day up about 34 points or so on the ES. We still get these wild kind of knee-jerk moves straight down, straight up, and we're hitting on this level up here, and we hit on this level down here during the day today. Again on the ES right there. Let me zoom in a little bit here. And this looks kind of, it was kind of I guess a boring day, but we had a pretty, off this low, we had a pretty constant, bid up until lunch, and then, we start selling off here, and I'm in the room talking between, let's see, here and here. And we get this selling, and then, and I actually did a trade for a bounce into the end of the day, and we started to get a little bounce. It failed here, and then we got this nice push into the close here. It's a little butterfly that I did, and I ended up pulling the plug on it for about a scratch here on this move up here, but because it didn't happen fast enough, we were running out of time. But anyway, if we look at the market, what I want to focus on here, and this is the ES. If we go back 5 days and look, I mean, this, you guys remember this? We woke up Monday morning to this, and this was, so I went to bed, and I think we were up 25, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, and we were up 34, something like that. And then here we were up 155 points in the ES. That was the biggest move. I think that's the biggest gap move I've ever seen in all of my 33 years in the business. I don't think I remember seeing one that big. And apparently I read the news, of course. First thing when I woke up, I read the news, and even before I have my coffee, and so I'm looking at it, and it's talking about COVID. Pfizer has a drug now that's 90% effective, so basically they cured COVID, and I'm like, well, okay, we'll see, because we've heard there's been other vaccines and all that kind of stuff before. We'll see. And immediately we did sell off, all the way back down here, but massive move, and when we have been on a steady climb up here. Again, I don't really know what to make of this market at all. Let me show you, go back a little bit further, go to 10-day chart, and check this out. This was this is the ES. From the low here, 32.25 to that high, that is 444 points, 445 points, something like that. Crazy move. And that is, now this is this is a 10-day chart. That's about a 13% move in the S&P 500. 13% in basically about 8 days. And again, I've been in the business for 33 years, and if you go back historically, the S&P makes about 12.5% a year, right? And we did it in 8 days here. So this is mind-boggling, the move that this was off the low here. Again, lots going on. Here's the election night. If you guys were, we traded this in, here at Simpler. If I can get kind of back to my center. We were in the trading rooms trading. This is Tuesday night. This is Tuesday night. And so, straight up, straight down, completely straight up, right into the voodoo line here, tree line, straight back down, right into the snow line there. Barely touched that, came back up, slammed down, all the way back up into the tree line again. This is all, the light gray is overnight session, so you can see how crazy volatile it was, and and really that it's just a continuation off that low that we've got. So if we look at this on even further out, you guys know I like to look at, go start small and work out larger and larger. This is our really the S&P or the ES, from the start of COVID is right there. We slammed down, ran straight up into all-time high, slammed down, ran almost back up, slammed down again, and took out the all-time high there to 36.68. Now if you look, that was a weak little, see that little candle right there? That's just one candle. So what that means is, and you can see it, I'll zoom in a little bit better here. You see how it's upside down, the heavy parts here, and the wick goes up here? We're going to need to see more continuation here for that to mean a lot. I think we will, but again, there's so much going on right now with the whole contested election and recounts and all that kind of stuff. But keep in mind, when Gore and Bush were neck and neck in 2000, that from all the recounts and all that kind of stuff, it took 36 days to figure that out, and it had to go to court and all that kind of stuff. And that's exactly where we're going right now. This will go to court and all that stuff. I have no idea which way it's going to go, but what I do know is that we are likely, that is probably the biggest thing, and then the second biggest, or maybe even COVID is bigger than that, but it's number 1 and 2 are COVID and the election results. So we could be much higher here, or we could be much lower and come back down here, to any of these levels here, or lower potentially. So into the end of the year, I'm definitely looking higher, because we'll get a stimulus package. Whoever gets in office will get a stimulus package, and that'll give a big boost to the economy and all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely looking higher, but don't rule out a short-term flush down here to some extent. As we continue to get news out. So I continue to say the same thing I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks. Stay light, be very nimble in your trading, take profit when you can, have really tight stops. Don't try to trade everything, just be selective on your the trades that you take. I've been trading very, very light, and I'm still making money, but I just don't have a lot of exposure on the different sectors or anything like that. So anyway, that's all I've got for today, because until things kind of settle out a little bit more, we could be in a range bound chop, which that would mean maybe something like that. I mean, that's a pretty big range. That's hard to trade, so that's why I'm trying to be light and nimble. I am, for what it's worth, I am looking to the upside here. As we go higher, I'll start putting on a little bit of hedging, not a lot, because I just don't have a lot of exposure. And that's the direction. Unless something changes, what I'm seeing right now today, I'm still looking, higher here. So again, be light, be nimble, be careful, and see how this thing goes. But look, I'm looking higher into the end of the year. So that's what I've got for you today. Hope this helps, and I'll see you at the next update. Thanks.